The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
Shmuel Kamenetsky walked in Yom Kippur night. He's wearing a bright red tie. An elderly Rosh Hashiva wearing a bright red tie in Yom Kippur. It didn't make sense. Nobody said anything, of course. Nobody knew why would he do that. Until after Yom Kippur was over. One of the ninth graders in his yeshiva commented to somebody else a question he had gone in to ask Reb Shmuel Kamenetsky before Yom Kippur. He had gone into Reb Shmuel and he had said, Rabbi, am I allowed to wear a red tie on Yom Kippur? And Reb Shmuel said, why do you ask? He said, well, that's the only tie I have. And some of the boys were making fun of me and saying I can't wear it on Yom Kippur. Reb Shmuel said, you can wear it on Yom Kippur. And then without saying another word, with nobody knowing that conversation ever happened, Reb Shmuel then went and found a red tie so that he could wear it on Yom Kippur, so that boy can feel better and not be made fun of by his friends. Because how could you make fun of him if the Rosh Hashiva is also wearing a red tie? Not a word. No care for his own dignity. How do we help? Not another person, not the richest person, not the supporter of the yeshiva, a ninth grade boy. I may be a 70, 80-year-old Rosh Hashiva, Gadol Hador, leader of the generation, but how do I help that ninth grade boy feel a little bit better? That's what I'm thinking about as I go into Yom Kippur, the holiest day of the year. Makes you wish you owned a red tie, doesn't it? I saw a fellow posted that his brother showed up in a shul, Rosh Hashanah night, the first night of Rosh Hashanah. He was eating at somebody's house, so he ended up in a shul that was not his regular shul. He walks in, and of course Rosh Hashanah, in many shuls, all the seats are sold. And if you come in and you don't have a seat, you sort of just have to hang out in the back, you don't have a seat. And he stands in the back for a couple minutes, and a distinguished looking fellow walks over to him and motions to him, come on over, points next to his seat. Next to his seat, there's another seat that's empty with a machzer in front of it. He says, come, sit over there in that seat. He invites him to sit, and the guy goes, he sits, using a machzer, having a regular seat, felt like a mensch. Afterwards, he asked the guy, but whose seat is this? The guy said, oh, that's nobody's seat. Every year when I buy my seat, I buy an extra seat and I put a machzer there so that anyone coming who doesn't have a place shouldn't feel like a shlemazel in the back, a schlepper. They can have a seat so they can sit like a mensch. See how beautiful it is. Do you see its radiance? Do you see how it emulates Hashem, how it represents Hashem? Do we see that? Are we jealous? How can I be one of these people? How can I give? You could give seats. You could give encouragement. You could give dignity. You could give money. You could give hug, a love, compliments. There's so much to give.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org